Time tonight, a bill from the State House to provide more aid for Helene victims. It is now heading to the governor's desk, but it's one he may actually veto.
And that's because attached to it are several provisions stripping power from the state's executive branch. In just the past few hours, Senate Bill 382 passed both chambers in the North Carolina legislature.
So WCNC Charlotte's Kaylin Hagwood joining us live now in the studio. And Kaylin, you're hearing from the State Board of Elections speaking out against this legislation tonight.
That's right. The State Elections Board says they weren't consulted about this legislation, which, if passed, would not only reduce the power of incoming Democrats, but it'll also make significant changes to how ballots are counted in the state.
With the Republican supermajority at risk in the General Assembly, both chambers moving to pass major changes ahead of next year. Among them, Senate Bill 382, now heading to the governor's desk. It would set aside an additional $227 million for Helene relief while stripping away power from the governor, attorney general, and other incoming Democratic leaders.
It would have been easy to break out the Helene relief portions of this bill from the rest of the bill that takes purely partisan aim at some of the foundational pillars of our democracy.
Among the bill's provisions, requiring the governor fill court vacancies with candidates from the same political party as the outgoing judge, and requiring county election offices count all provisional ballots by 3 days after the election.
The purpose of these changes is to ensure a timelier resolution of election outcomes than we have continuing to drag on for 2 weeks like we've seen in the most recent election.
But it's a move the state says may, quote, make it impossible for the county boards of elections to adequately ensure every eligible ballot cast is counted.
When you start, as this new bill does, you start to move more power into one branch of government. That is not something many people see as democracy. And sometimes you get really bad policy if you don't have that exchange of ideas, the healthy debate that democracy really should engender.
Well, the governor will likely veto this bill, but with a Republican supermajority in the General Assembly, Republicans do have the power to override that veto. We'll just have to see how things shake out. Colin, Vanessa.
All right, Kaylin, thank you for keeping an eye on that.